Hello and welcome to Cooking with Joyce today. We are going to make some really cool hors d'oeuvres. It's a chicken croissant with cream cheese. And I want to give a personal shout out to my friend Terry. She requested this recipe. I've taken it to gatherings and everything, and they were just a hit. So, hello Terry, thank you for putting your request in, and I encourage you all to do the same. This is deboned chicken from a chicken I baked, and this is about 2.5 cups of heaping chicken. So you're just going to debone your chicken, make sure there's no bones in there. A whole block of cream cheese goes in. Then I like to have like about 1/4 teaspoon of each of Italian seasoning, some cayenne pepper, a little garlic, a little salt. And keep in mind, your chicken's going to have some of the flavoring from your baked chicken. So you can just, some of that, those good juices, get some of that in your meat and everything. You can mix the breast and the dark meat too. And it just gives your roll such a nice flavor. All right, so you're gonna just pour those seasonings in there. Like I said, it's just a blend of your choice. If you don't like cayenne pepper, you don't want anything spicy, then don't. And I put out the Italian seasoning, the onion powder, well, I did say that, onion powder, and garlic. Gives it a good little extra hemp on there, extra flavoring. So just so you know, we're gonna mix this all up. I'm gonna take a little break. This is a leek. We're going to saute these leeks here and put them in the mixture as a final ingredient. And then we're going to put them in this croissant roll. Take some little pieces, put all the chicken mixture in here, roll them up, then roll them in butter and bake them. They're gonna be so delicious, trust me. So in this this is really cool about the croissants because, normally you'll have a roll of croissants and they're all kind of squared out for you with the lines. You have to tear them apart really gently and everything. This one is very cool. It's one loaf of croissant. You just roll it out gently. You're gonna cut your desired squares out, and then you have your own shape. And you just roll them up and you're gonna bake them, all right? So we'll take a minute to just mix all of this up. And of course your cream cheese is at room temperature so that you can mix it up easily with the chicken. All right, so we're gonna just try to cut these, a little fine, because when you saute them, they're going to cook down and become smaller. So leeks, just so you know, they're kind of sandy. So you wanna cut off the bottom and separate them. There's a lot of sand in leeks. So you can just take this apart here and use your desired amount, and you want to put them in some water to just kind of swish them around and get the sand off of them. So the way they grow, the sand they're in all the layers. See, there's lots of layers to leeks. So you want to just chop them up finely. Okay, and then we're going to just put them in the water. Just make sure any little sand is rinsed out. We'll end up with about 1/4 cup, I think, for your rolls, your croissant rolls. All right, so we're gonna just kind of shake them off and put them in about a tablespoon of butter and saute them until they're nice and soft. So the leeks are in the onion and garlic family. They're a real subtle taste, but they're really delicious in our food. So even when you smell them, it's a nice onion smell, but just real mild. They're just so delicious. So as you can see, I'm using a fork to make sure you mash all the cream cheese in with the chicken. See how it looks like? You see that creaminess? And then we're going to add those leeks in when they cool down. Okay, and one reminder is you can also do these really delicious croissant rolls with whatever meat of your preference, or the meat of your preference. So I've done them with tuna, or you can put maybe some leftover beef in there. Either way, they're delicious. All right, so our sauteed leeks are all done. We're gonna go ahead, and you want them to just cool off some, so you don't wanna put them in your mixture piping hot. Just gonna add them This is about a whole leek actually for this mixture. I didn't use all of the white portion, but most of the leek. And like I say, most of the time you kind of do things at your own discretion. If you want to use the whole thing, use the whole thing. It's just going to give your rolls flavor, more flavor. So see there, mix this all in. You're gonna have all this green going through your roll or through the chicken. Just gonna fold the leeks in so that you have some in every roll. There you have it. Now we move on to the croissant. So as we showed earlier, we rolled this out a little bit. This is a whole roll. And if you like, you can buy the individual croissants that have the markings so you can tear them apart. But for me personally, it was really a challenge to tear them apart without them getting all tore up and keeping them in one piece. So I just tried the whole roll. And you're gonna cut these in a square. Cut them in a nice square. And as you said, this is like an hors d'oeuvre, so you can do them in a small square. Or, you know, if you want to do one whole big roll, you can do that too, and then slice it up. But we're going to go ahead and start with this size. Okay. Then you just take a spoon of your mixture. You just place it right in the middle. Well, kind of on the edge, almost closer to an edge. I put like maybe a tablespoon and a half. Depends on how large your roll is. Okay, take this and just roll it over. Tuck in the sides. Continue rolling. We're going to do just a few more so you see how easy this is. Put that in close to the edge. Put one corner over. Tuck in the sides. And continue rolling. That's it. Doesn't have to be perfect because you want it to look like a bread hors d'oeuvre. This one's a little larger. So we're going to put a little bit more in here. A little bit more. Someone's going to be happy about this one. Too many onions. I don't want to put too many onions in there or leeks. Okay, so this one, like I said, is the larger one. Just still the same thing. And like I said, if you don't want them for hors d'oeuvres, just make them a little larger. If you want them for dinner or something, you can do that. The next step is take the rolled croissant and you just dip it, roll it in the melted butter. Roll it in the melted butter, and you're just gonna place them on the parchment paper. Parchment paper is really cool if you want to bake something. You don't want it to stick to your cookie sheet. You just roll it in there and then you can just take them off. You don't have to do much cleaning for your cookie sheet. But basically, that's an easy, safe way of baking. It doesn't burn, so you're gonna roll it in the butter. Can you imagine all of that rich butter on the croissant? I know, it's kind of simple, right? So there you go. All right, so we're going to continue assembling the rest of them, and you're going to just bake them at 375 degrees for 10 to 13 minutes. Just kind of watch them, and when they get nice and golden brown, they're done. We'll see you in a minute. There you have it. The croissant chicken rolls are all done. As you can see, they're nice and golden brown. There are some that are a little lighter. If you want to go ahead and put those back in the oven, you can. Just my oven is not cooking as evenly as I thought, but it's all good. So if you think about it, this is going to be a delicious, delicious hors d'oeuvre, or you can have it for dinner like I'm going to have. We're going to have a little chicken roll with a nice green salad on the side. All right, there you have it. Today's health tip is on leeks, of course. I just wanted to let you know that even though it's in the onion and garlic family, we just take for granted those nice little herbs, those subtle herbs, but it's so good for us. Leeks are a good source of vitamin K, which is good for your blood and bone health. Also has vitamin B6 and vitamin C, folate, iron, all of that. So can you imagine? So try to add some leeks into your diet. Either you can saute them with mushrooms, add them on some potatoes or something, or maybe not potatoes, but just depends on what you'd like. You could add them in your meat dishes. There's just all types of ways to add leeks to your diet. All right, and I want to remind you to please go on the website if you have an idea that you want me to help you to cook something, or you have an idea of what I should try on the cooking show. Please hit me up. Either email me or Instagram. Either way, I'd be glad to help you. Thanks again for joining me on Cooking with Joyce.